how certain students transitioned over and some didn't. Like, do you remember that process at all? Like, some kids were called in to talk to the superintendent. That's what I heard. I think Mr. Togans told me that. Where I think his brother got called over, or they both talked to the superintendent, but Mr. Togan stayed and his brother went over. And so that's always been sort of a, I haven't heard a definitive answer why anybody went or didn't go over.
I'm not sure because I stayed at Page Jackson, and then later, a few kids would go over there.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how the parents felt about it.
Oh, really? So the parents had some input too that.
Yeah, to let the kids go.
Let them go
to
or to
the
stay.
Charlestown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was Charlestown High School.
You're right. Yeah. And that was a. Were you aware of what was going on in the country at that time? I mean, you're in high school, so it's hard to imagine what's going on beyond Charlestown. But there was a lot going on, and
we
it's just one of those things.
Up to date with most of what was going on, and like I said with Mr. Taylor, he would tell us, when he's talking to us, because he was very good about that.
Yeah, so we kept you up to date on public events and things like that. What kind of teacher was he?
He was a great teacher. He was a fun teacher because he made things fun to do, and he taught us science and stuff like that. But he always had some little funny thing to say about this or how this was or that was.
Yeah, and he had.
And we'd have when we'd have a test or anything. Of course, I was the one most of the time I had to go up there because I had good handwriting, and I had to, with a piece of chalk, he'd give me the thing for the test, and I'd write number 1, and this is the question, number 2, write them on the board, and then later on, for that one, if it was whatever class came in next, they would take that test. Of what was written on the board. And then later, a lot of stuff was just written out on paper.
When you did you have him just in 9th grade or 7th grade, or did you have him any other years too, Mr.
From
Taylor?
the 7th until we closed.
Really? Wow. Yeah, tell me about that last year. Were you aware, like you said before, that you weren't really aware that was going to be the last year for the school, correct?
No.
Your 12th grade?
It sort of happened over the summer.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody was crushed that it was closing. And then some, like my sister, Emily, she's like, that's it's me, my brother David, because he went. And then my sister Emily was supposed to be coming. But she didn't get to go because the school closed. And she said, I waited all my life to go to Page Jackson, and then the school closed. And she had to go to Charlestown House.
Yeah. It seems like that was more than a school, though. I mean, Eagle Avenue and Page Jackson, because there seems to be a tighter community at those schools.
Yeah, a good family type thing. Those two schools, and then all the teachers there were black, and so you weren't going to misbehave but so much because they know your parents and everything. So it's like you better act right. So we never had any real problems there.
Yeah, and were a lot of the teachers from the area, or did they come in? Do you know if they were?
Most of them were from the area, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Harpers Ferry, Shepherdstown.
Yeah. What did you like about the community in that school? I mean, was it the sports? Was it the classes? Was it it was a lot, right? I mean, when you talk about a community, it's not just one thing, is it?
No, it's not. Because what I did like about it was we were all like a group. And we knew that they knew our parents. And we there's not too much that you're gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
and because they could get in contact with your parents right away. They were right in the area, so everybody, most of them, I can't say everybody, but most of the students respected the teachers
Mm-hmm.
and listened to what they were saying.
Yeah.
But you always have a few that's, but
They're the kids.
it was a good atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. So where were you living then? Were you still in Summit Point when you were at Page Jackson, or had you moved to
Part
another
of the time.
part of the time? Okay. So if you're coming in from, say, if you're coming in from Ripon, you have to leave on the bus, so there's not a lot of hanging out after school or anything
Oh,
like
no.
that.
Cause
Yeah.
when you come out of when the bell rings and you dismissed and all the buses were lined up,
Mm-hmm.
you get on your bus and you go home.
Yeah. Were you able to go to any of the athletic games or anything like that? Or
Yeah, because sometimes the games were during the daytime when we were at school, so you just go outside and sit on the hill over there and watch the football game and everything. Because they didn't at that time, they didn't have no lights on the field. Was way back then. So
yeah,
the football games and stuff were in the daytime,
yeah.
and like basketball, that could be at night.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's inside, but the football was outside. So
Yeah. Did they have any clubs or anything like that in school? Or was it just classes and sports and things?
well, we have like our little home economics clubs and
Mhm.
stuff like that,
Okay.
and and it's mostly just from your grade going, and you sit there and you talk about, you know, cooking and
Mhm.
different things and sewing and everything.
Mm.
And Mrs. Lewis was our home economics teacher. And so,
So who were your friends? Who were your best friends going through school in Page Jackson?
well, I can't say pick one or two as a
Mhm.
best friend, but because we were all like friends in a
Mhm.
group. And with Mr. Taylor as our teacher, he didn't like a lot of nitpicking and stuff like it. You're all in here together. So
Mhm.
that's sort of the way it was.
Yeah, it seems like it was just sort of a community within a community there.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you hear anything? It was maybe the kids who grew up in Charlestown or lived in Charlestown in the town. Whether they had a sort of a different perspective of what was going on. Like if Mr. Taylor was talking about something going on in D.C. or something going on down south, was there a discussion or was he more like just telling you what had gone on?
He was just sort of giving us a heads up on
Mhm.
what's going on. And if it was any problem, we could discuss it right then and
Mhm.
there. And it's like, he was like, if you got a problem, it's like, don't be taking it home if it's something from school. And especially if he was involved with something.
Mhm.
He had the football boys, the basketball boys, and
Mhm.
everything like that. So,
And the track too. I think he did track. I think as well.
in track.
Yeah. Huh.
And we had a pretty good team.
Mhm. Yeah.
And they would go out of town to different places and play other schools, and other schools would come there.
Mhm. Yeah. How was your 12th grade class? How was that? Were you looking forward to being done with school, or did you realize that you were going to be missing this, or
I
Yeah.
couldn't hear.
and whether you go 12th grade, was it were you looking forward to whatever came next, or were you very comfortable at being
Yeah,
in the school?
everything was sort of going okay.
Yeah.
I was just on the regular keel.
Yeah. What did you want to do after you got out of high school?
I never even thought about it because most of us like get married and stuff like that.
Mhm. So what did you do?
I was just a homemaker at home.
Mhm.
Of course, I was still there with my mother and everything like that, and
Yeah.
helping her out. And because I was the oldest of 7.
Oh, you're the
So
oldest.
I had a
Okay.
lot of stuff to do at home.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we all jumped in and helped.
Mhm.
But it was a lot with the cooking and the cleaning and all the clothes. You know, back then you had the clothesline outside, 2 or 3 of them. You got to, and once you wash them, we had that big old wash machine, and
Mhm.
then you had the tub that you got to rinse them in and run them back through, and then go out and hang them all up on the line and everything, take them down. So it was always a lot to
Yeah.
do.
Do you miss that washing machine?
Pardon?
Do you miss that washing machine?
Not that one. Not at all.
Yeah, I remember there was in the neighborhood I grew up with, there was a lady, she kept that machine, and she was, when I was a little kid, and she would be back there, and I'd hear her talking, but I think that was the first time I ever heard curse words.
I can only imagine.
She was messing with it, and we called her Auntie, right? So we said, Auntie, what are you saying? She says, don't worry about it.
Because then, now you got your automatic washers that the water and
Right.
everything. Same way with the dryer. You don't have to hang them up unless you want to.
Mhm.
But those old wash machines, they would rattle. And then you got to change the water
Mhm.
after so long. And, you got to dip that water out of there or put that little hose down there, run it in the bucket, and then fill it up with clean water.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you had to heat up some of the water, so you put it on the stove, and that was a process.
Exhausting.
Oh my God.
I can't
Can you
even
imagine?
imagine now, and I'm down there going, what button to push?
Yeah, which button?
Do what cycle? Like, what? It would not have gotten done.
So when did you start your own family?
Well, right out.
Right out of high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're 19, 20 years old?
Pardon?
19 or 20?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She met my dad in school.
Okay. Oh, he went to high school with you?
Who?
Your husband?
Husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, that guy.
My,
Mr. Taylor introduced, he set it up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Taylor introduced you to your husband?
yeah. He swears if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't. He said, but that's the best match I ever made.
He would see me and my daughter and say, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
Uh-huh.
And so what was your husband's name?
Charles
Charles. Okay.
Dozier.
Everybody knows him by Pete.
And Pete.
Pete.
Everybody called him Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Taylor, he always claimed that, because he had to come back and just for one class,
Mhm.
and that was science. And he said, see, if this is what I did. And then y'all met each other, and look at you now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Was he in sports too?
Oh,
your
yeah.
husband? Yeah.
You talking about my husband?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he did the basketball,
Mm-hmm.
football.
Yeah.
Quarterback of the football team, captain of the basketball team. She's leaving out that she was a cheerleader.
Oh, you were a cheerleader too.
Yes,
Did you enjoy that?
yes.
Did you? Yeah. Now I was talking to Jim Mickey. You know Jim Mickey?
Yep.
So he was at some game and the boy's pants ripped. That was playing for Paige Jackson, and he said the cheerleaders made up a cheer about this. It says even if our pants rip, we can still win, or something like that.
Those were probably the older cheerleaders because we were the last group.
You were the last group. Yeah, I think he would have been before you.
No.
He would have known the kids from the other earlier grades. Yeah. So where did you get married? Did you get married at home?
Yeah, we just went to Justice of the Peace
Uh-huh.
and got married.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you think about things way back then, it's so different now.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things were hard to accept. Not usually by me, but just like with my mother and father. Some of the stuff, because they went through a lot of racism.
Mhm.
But then as we came along, it was getting better, and then they would would understand more.
Yeah.
Because my father would get up there, because at that one time we didn't have a car, and he would have to, especially when we were in Ripon, he'd have to walk up to the road, up the lane, and hitchhike a ride in, because he worked at the racetrack to get into the racetrack. But before that, he just worked in the orchard before he started on the racetrack.
Did he work at Mr. Bird's orchards
Yeah.
up the road?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, when I was talking to Jim Mickey, because I guess he did as a kid, worked over there too, and his dad did. So I guess in that area, a lot of people worked at that
Yeah.
orchard.
And you used to pick cherries growing up.
Mhm.
You guys used to pick cherries as your summer job.
Yeah.
And pick
we did.
cherries.
That was the big thing, picking cherries at
Yeah.
the cherry orchard.
Where
That's
was
how most
that?
of the teenagers got their money
Really?
for picking cherries. I don't know if you know how that is.
Yeah.
You know, the cherry orchard.
Where was that? Where was the cherry
Uh,
orchard?
Where was it then? Kearneysville.
Carneysville.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. So that was a big deal, and then
For teenagers.
Teenagers
mostly,
to make
'cause
their
That's
money.
how we got our little summer change.
yeah, that's what Jim said. Jim Mickey said that's how he would make his money when he was in school. I guess he would go over and work in the apple orchards or pears or whatever they were growing there. And so, where did you live after you got married?
We lived in Charlestown.
Charlestown.
And Ranson.
In
Sorry,
Ranson.
Ranson.
Okay. So that would have been 60.
We were down there we lived on 4th Avenue
Yeah, we lived on Buchanan Street.
and Buchanan Street.
Okay. That'd have been 67, 68, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. So that was, I guess it was, a lot of it was still going on with the race things and all that stuff.
Yes.
Was it different living in town than it was in Ripon? I mean,
Somewhat, because, everything is right there. I didn't have to get in the car, because we could walk
Yeah.
to, like, if we wanted to go downtown, and my son, he went to Ranson School, so he could walk to Ranson School.
Yeah.
That was later, though.
Yeah,
Much
later.
Yeah.
And Dad didn't come home from the service till like 68 or so.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
born in 71.
So your husband
Glad
went
you're here
to.
to get me with the dates.
Yeah, that's all right. So your husband went to Vietnam?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he serve overseas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was over there. He's in Vietnam for like 2 years,
Yeah.
and he was really a good soldier from
Was
what
he?
I talked about.
Yeah. Was he in the army?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he come back changed at all?
No, he
No?
was okay. He would have some flashbacks, because I noticed one night we were, and he jumped up and started cutting the light off and on, off and on. It's like he was having a flashback from being over there in Vietnam, and I was like, okay. And that's one reason I told him we're not having any more.